Well, growing up, I think dads and sons, in my case, share baseball and golf. And it's the kind of thing that you have an opportunity to get out together. And if most dads are like me, they probably end up paying anyway. So the idea of paying a reasonable price for a special, unforgettable moment seems like the way to go.
Golf gives back to many charities along the peninsula and then some.
Well, I don't even know if it's giving back. I mean, it's part of the nature of the game and the tradition of the game that the golf has always stepped up. Golf is always one of the few groups that have their hands out, but their hands are full of money and helping young people and helping charities and working with communities. And God bless them for that. You don't find that enough in sports.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Voice of the Valley right after this break.
Hey, enjoy your round today.
Okay, I will.
What keeps your love of the game alive? For some, it's the challenge. For others, it's a love of the outdoors. But for those who truly love the game of golf, the condition of the course makes all the difference.
So how was it?
It was great, Dad. Thanks to you.
Nobody guarantees your ultimate enjoyment of the game like the superintendents of the GCSAA, Golf's Unseen Heroes.
Welcome back to Voice of the Valley. We're at the AT&T Pebble Beach National Pro-Am in Pebble Beach, California. Golf and the environment, they go hand in hand. Let's talk to some of the experts right now.
The golf courses in the Del Monte Forest have been using recycled water for over 14 years. It's very important because the local water supplies are very limited. And so reusing this resource has been very beneficial to the golf industry as well as the local economy.
As an agronomist, one of the most important things to me about what's been done here at Pebble Beach is the way they've inculcated or brought onto the property reclaimed water, which is an important use of that resource, and avoided the use of potable water, and at the same time been able to keep the standards on the golf course so high, because this golf course is always an example of the very best maintenance practices.
You've been a speaker before, Golf Course Superintendents Association, the owners, all kinds of folks. It's really about education. And taking it one step further, now through the California Alliance for Golf, we're talking about educating the public.
Right. And I think that's the easiest part, really. I mean, education is great, and I think that the golfers are really receptive to anything that you can give them. And so, we're just trying to make our message a little simpler. Like golf is a good resource for water. We use it wisely, we use it efficiently. We don't use as much as people think we do. And so those are the kind of messages that we're going to try to get out, and just be transparent in the information that we do have and say, look, anybody can have access to it, or just know that we're being really upfront with people.
Golf gives back to community in so many ways. Let's find out how, and let's find out now. You work for a company that's been giving back to community in many ways. So where do we start? I remember spending some time at Los Lagos Golf Course with you. I think Pat Gross was there from the USGA.
Yes, and it's actually one of my favorite programs, because when the golf course was under construction, we looked next door and there's this school, elementary school, and we have a trail that goes past the school and bisects the golf course through the riparian corridor, which is one of our environmental diamonds, you might say, in that area. So it was a wonderful opportunity for us to partner with the school and introduce the kids' curriculum to include hands-on work in how to protect the environment, how to protect that water that was going through to the bay, and how the things that they do at home affect the quality of the water in that stream, which affects all the wildlife that we're able to show them as we walk them through. And we put about 160 children through that program every year, and it's highly looked forward to by the teachers as well as the students that have seen the others go in the years before. One of the wonderful aspects as well is that we try to make sure that when we do our environmental programs and bring students on our golf courses, we also try to touch them with golf. And the same thing in reverse, when we teach golf at our golf courses, we try to make sure we touch on environmental issues and educate the golfer, who again came there primarily for his golf swing, but we want them to appreciate the efforts we're making to protect the environment and make that experience out there one that they can say touches nature as well.
You've been involved with the game of golf and giving back, and you were actually one of the co-founders of a program from the very beginning, the Saving Strokes program.
Yeah, Saving Strokes is something to be proud of. It's a program of the American Heart American Stroke Association. Started as a tiny little program in Sacramento. 20 people, I think, showed up the first year. Now it's in 9 sites in Northern California, moving into Reno as well. and Southern California is next. And the PGA thinks it's fabulous, and it could well be a national program. But Saving Strokes uses golf instruction as a rehab tool to people that had stroke. And to see the joy and the excitement from the people that go through the program and the things they say about giving back their lives and having a purpose now, it's very gratifying.
Ron, you've been involved with Game of Golf and giving back to others to charity. I know Seviano Links has been a big supporter of local charities, including local hospitals and cancer research. But there was an event that tied golf with the charity aspect and was for beginning golfers. A little bit about how that day was.
Well, it was called the Girls Club, and what we had probably about 90 participants, and they were pretty, I would say 90% of them were beginning golfers. We had like 5 or 6 stations, and so they rotated about every 35 minutes.
And what did they learn? Short game, long game?
They learned everything. There was swing, short game, putting, chipping, how to repair divots on the golf greens, and so it was very good.
Not only are you a PGA professional, but you're also a Vietnam veteran. You have served our country. And I noticed that you've never forgotten those days and understand the importance of serving and giving back. How have you tied that together with your work in golf?
Well, some of the golf courses I've worked at, we've had like on Veterans Day, we've actually had vets play free. So they got to play golf for free and got a cart. It was very emotional, but it was good too.
Bob, if you could explain a little bit about the California Alliance for Golf.
The California Alliance for Golf is a trade association for the industry. Historically, there hasn't been one. The idea is to be an advocate for the industry, to be the voice of the industry, and to protect it to the extent it can be protected and to promote it.
California Alliance for Golf is a consortium of a lot of organizations. Who's involved with the Alliance?
Well, all the major associations that relate to golf, and this is historical. We have the Southern California Golf Association and Northern California Association, and those are amateur players. Then we have the PGA of Northern California and Southern California, the superintendents, the managers, the course owners and operators, the private clubs, the Public Links Golf Association, the Women's Golf Associations, all the entities that you could think of. And then we have the suppliers and vendors, the people who are related to the industry in some other way, hospitality, tourism, a number of groups.
A lot of people think that golf is just for the private country club set, but that's not true. I understand, is it 80% of golf is played on public courses?
I don't know if I could get the exact number. I mean, there are a lot of statistics out there, but we know it's way more than 70%. So it may be as much as 90 in this state. There are 3 million golfers, and of those, as far as I know, about 700,000 have handicaps. Of the 700,000 who have handicaps, maybe half of them are public course players. It's a big misperception that golfers are an affluent, elitist group. In fact, it's a major recreation, it's a family recreation, and it's a recreation that most people who play don't have a lot of money to engage in it.
Shifting gears a little bit, the NCGA Foundation is an unbelievable arm of the NCGA. A little bit about what you folks have been doing through that and how people can get involved.
Sure. Adam Hike is the executive director of the foundation, and they've done a tremendous job. They really have grown the foundation to really just reach out and to get more people involved. You know, the Youth on Course program that they developed, you know, they had like 11,000 kids that were signed up for that. They reached out to the golf courses, and I think they had almost 30,000 rounds that they helped support, $120,000 in range, reimbursement for range balls. So just a tremendous impact of really going out and trying to reach the youth in Northern California to get them encouraged and hooked on golf.
As you can tell, golf is more than a game, and it's good for us in so many ways. Thanks for tuning in to this Voice of the Valley, a community program made possible through assistance from the California Alliance for Golf.